I'm going to give you guys the exact roadmap of how to build up your calories over the holidays. And this is with the good stuff, guys, right? We're not just concentrating on protein, right? It's not like just protein and vegetables and kale and quinoa. This is how you can have the good stuff to build up your metabolism and then set yourself up for an effective fat loss phase hi Lisa, set yourself up for an effective fat loss phase in January. Low-key diet or always in this deficit and then you just like whatever on the weekends. This is why you're not losing weight. I am able to eat the amount of calories that I eat when I go out. So I don't do this often, but it was my birthday week and I had 3 birthday dinners. I had, what I wanted. It was my freaking birthday. Of course I'm gonna have whatever I want. And hi, Paige. The reason why I can get away with those like really, really high calorie days, we're talking probably about 3,500 calories at least, is because I have built up my metabolism. I have that metabolic flexibility, and I'm gonna show you how you can build that up too for yourself so that you can get away with more calories during Christmas, during Thanksgiving, during the holidays, and set yourself up for an effective fat loss phase. The reason why I can get away with calories that high, and this is about 3 days, like not every single day was that much, and actually I'm gonna run it through ChatGPT because I don't know how many calories I had, to be honest. I've already calculated the alcohol on my actual birthday at 1,400 calories just for alcohol alone. So that's, most of you guys are trying to exist on 1,400 calories, right? And so I wanted to tell you like how you can get out of that cycle of always being on a diet and how you can get away with more calories. And so I'm actually doing a full-on masterclass on this on Tuesday, November 18th, and I'm gonna give you guys the exact roadmap of how to build up your calories over the holidays. And this is with the good stuff, guys, right? We're not just concentrating on protein, right? It's not like just protein and vegetables and kale and quinoa. This is how you can have the good stuff to build up your metabolism and then set yourself up for an effective fat loss phase hi Lisa, set yourself up for an effective fat loss phase in January, specifically January 5th, which is gonna be 2026 National Diet Day. So for me and my clients, we will do a 2-week rapid fat loss approach. Super effective to get off 5 to 9 pounds. Yes, you heard that right. 5 to 9 pounds in 2 weeks. But you have to be set up for that. So most of my clients that come with me, that come start working with me, they're eating around 1,200, maybe 1,400 calories, right? If they can't always be in a diet, your metabolism just down regulates your metabolism. Hi, Beth. And so we're low-key always in this deficit, and then we have a weekend, right, where we're going over our calories. And because you were so low during the week, then your body just has a spike on the weekend and you gain the weight. And so you're always constantly gaining and losing the same 3 pounds. Now, I will tell you that I did a 5-day little cleanup phase before my birthday week. And so I was feeling a little fluffy. I'm like, you know what? I want to go into my birthday rocking it. And so I did a 5-day aggressive cut, and I lost 4.9 pounds in that 5 days. But this is because the majority of my time, I am not in a diet. So typically my calories are around 2,000 for my maintenance. And so that's a good amount of calories. I'm always hitting my protein goal. I typically have about 200 grams of carbs per day, and then the rest is fat. I try to prioritize as much protein as possible, like before I go out for some of those meals. So I just make sure that I'm getting at least 100 grams of protein before I go out, between my lunch and my breakfast. I typically have a very high protein breakfast. It consists of 2 breakfasts. I have my post-workout, which is always a yogurt with protein powder. And so that's like 40 grams of protein right there. And then whatever I have for my pre-workout, which has a little bit of protein. Typically it is an English muffin with some sunflower butter on there and then maybe like a boiled egg or some cottage cheese or something like that. So it is not unusual for me to get in 70 grams of protein for my breakfast. That's just like what I do. So if you guys need help with that, I do have if you're like not sure what macros are, that's what I'm talking about. I did do a masterclass called Simplifying Macros. That is available for, if you want that, let me know. You can have those higher calorie days. And I know you guys are like, wait a minute, I can't even have like, you know, if I even look at bread, then I gain weight. I mean, the amount of carbs that I had, like who knows? Like, you know, again, I'll run it through ChatGPT and see, but like maybe I hit my protein goals, right? But I can guarantee that that was mostly carbs and fats that I had. So the way that I approach it is I'm gonna stay at mostly my maintenance calories, which is about 2,000 calories. It's a good amount of calories. That lets me have the foods that I enjoy. So about 200 grams of carbs. I'm always gonna hit my protein goal, and then the rest is fat. And then if I need to do a cleanup, which I am not going to do, you know, so I didn't gain, I will say when I got back from Vegas, I was probably up like 5 pounds, like legit 5 pounds. And I'm like, there's just no way that I gained 5 pounds, because even though I had those higher calorie days, my maintenance is 2,000. So really I only had maybe 1,500 to 2,000 calories over my maintenance. And so you do that for 3 days, that's like 6,000 calories, if that's what it was. And so, yeah, I could maybe gain 2 pounds from that with a little less when you do the 3,500 calories, but it's water weight, guys. It is water weight. Build up. Metabolic flexibility is by not being in a diet all the time. Now, I will say, yesterday, and Monday, actually, I made sure that I didn't go over 150 grams of carbs. And then yesterday, 150 grams of carbs. So I did drop my carbs down from 200. I didn't go on a big freaking slash of my calories. I ended up at about 1,800 calories for both days. That just brought down that inflammation. So like now, I'm right back to where I started before I actually went away for to Vegas. And so that is the beauty of tracking macros instead of just having like whatever. I made, you know, I'm still kind of loosely tracking and then making sure that I'm sticking to those kind of the types of goals. So you can do this for yourself as well over the holidays. You can use Thanksgiving and you can use the holidays to your advantage to bring up your metabolic threshold, to bring up your calories. So if you're stuck eating 1,400 calories and nothing is moving, it's just because your body has adapted to those 1,400 calories. I will teach you exactly how to do this. I'm going to show you the exact roadmap too of how you're going to be able to lose weight in 90 days. And so this is going to involve phase 1 of my 90-day program. That is exactly what phase 1 is bringing calories up, making sure that we're hitting protein goals. So we're going to be talking about that on Tuesday, November 18th. It is the Festive AF Masterclass, and it is absolutely free. You guys are going to get a ton of value. If you sign up, you are going to get a holiday habits tracker. And then for everybody that's on the call, you're going to be getting a 90-day roadmap, my 90-day Fit AF roadmap. You're also going to be getting some high protein holiday recipes that you're going to want to get. And then I also have a metabolic cheat sheet so that you can see where you are with your metabolism. It's going to be a self-scored sheet, and so that you can assess for yourself. That is only going to be available on the call, those 3 things, right? You have to come to the call to get those things, because that's where the value is, and that's where I can help you guys work through what is it stopping you from hitting your calories, or do we worry that we're just going to go off the rails in the holidays? Because when I'm talking about increasing calories, I'm not just talking about freaking kale and quinoa. I'm talking about the martinis, the desserts, all the holiday goodies, right? You can have all of these things and still lose fat, right? We're bringing you up to your maintenance calories. You can lose fat when you don't have to be in a deficit to lose fat. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So that's how you avoid just gaining fat, having these cycles, and so that you can have these higher calorie days. So let's take advantage. That's how I am able to go to my trips to Vegas and not worry about the calories, because my metabolism is doing what it should do, and it's not just storing, like sucking up every single one of those calories, okay? So if you want the link for the masterclass, please reach out. I'm gonna give you guys all the goods on that call. So I hope that you come, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.